Okay, recording is in process. Okay, yes, recording has just started. So, good evening, good morning to all of you throughout the globe. So, today in episode 5 of Mathematics Focus webinar series, I want to welcome you all in this episode. So, in today's session, we have two talks two, two talks based on various approaches in integrating some form of the arts within math education. So first, our friends Furba Tamang, he is our STEM scholar and he is studying in STEM education at Kathmandu University of Education. So at first, we will listen his talk and we will interact with his talk. And his title is about using or integrating music in teaching and teaching mathematics. So how we could able to integrate the musics so that learners will be more active. So we could able to re-energize the learners and they could able to learn in meaningful way. So with this, I request Furba Tamang to take on this platform. You'll get around 20 to 30 minutes time for your sharing, for your talk. Then in the later section, we have around 10 minutes time for question answer. And with this, I request you to keep in mind about the timing and you may begin. So over to Furba Tamang.
Thank you, Neeraj, sir, for the time. Uh, okay. Uh,
Everything is fine. You may begin.
uh, is my slide visible?
Yes, it is visible, and we could see about music and something. Okay, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Let me go ahead. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Furva Tamang, and as just a while ago, Neeraj sir introduced me as an MPhil scholar in STEM education. Uh, I have been I worked as a mathematics teacher uh, for 13 years in different schools in Nepal. And also, I am working as a teacher educator in one of the training organization that is Kathmandu International Study Center. Its program is Education Quality Improvement Program. In short, we say it EQUIP. So the objective of today's presentation is already mentioned on the screen. You can see there, integrating music in teaching mathematics. We all know that music is an integral part of our life. We use music to we use music. And the study has shown that when we listen to music, our brain activates and it coordinates with the physical movements such as tapping foot, shaking head, clapping, and we our body tries to synchronize with the music. So that what happen when we listen to the song, and in every musical experience it affects mentally, psychologically, physically, and emotionally. So in our day-to-day life, we are using music in various ways. So we use music in our day-to-day life to regulate our mood. Whenever we are in bad mood, music helps us to come back to the good mood. Similarly, music is used to adjust energy levels, and also it is used to maintain focus on our work. So among many areas in our life, music is used massively in business area. We can see in some of these studies which reported that the the music is used to increase the productivity of workers, to increase their energy level whenever they are uh, down in energy. Also, it is used to increase the retail sales in departmental store, in barbatini, or in bar, or in any business organization. Like we can see the business store playing very soothing, very melodious, very soft music when we visit the store. So that music makes us to spend more time in that departmental store, and we spend more money. But when we are in the bar and there is a loud sound and there is a fast music, that motivates us to spend more money and drink number of drinks within a short period of time. Also, in business area, music is used to um, make the advertisement more effective. So it is believed that when the advertisement is integrated with music, then the advertisement is listened, and it is followed more than the advertisement without the music. So another area is health, which is very important area, and the music is used to heal us as a music therapy. It is used to reduce the stress during the time when we are in hospital for surgery, or for the uh, uh, for the purpose of giving birth to our baby. And whenever we are in the fitness or gym hall, music helps us to bring up our energy level. And the addicted people also, they have taken help of music to get rid of the addiction. Not only that, some of the music they are used to make sleep easily. So I just shared about the use of music in business and health area, but we are in the field of education. So I have focused on the field of music and learning. So as Howard Gardner says in 1983, yes, this musical or music is one of the multiple intelligences among it. So it helps the learners to learn more effectively, more easily. And also, it is said that the music act as a vehicle. I want to give some examples that we were using music as a vehicle in the past. When I was in childhood, uh, in preschool or lower primary, even upper primary level, I used to sing the songs of days in Nepal, like आइतबार बिहानै घामसित उठेम हात के अरे हात मुख धोएर पढ्न बसेम. So that was Nepali song about days. Even about days in English: Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, holiday. So these are the songs I practiced when I was in school. So I used to see Gaine Dais singing the songs and spreading the awareness, knowledge. Even the local singers in our village, they used to sing and compose some songs and perform it during the time of celebration or any function. Even the government also used songs to bring the awareness in the field of health. Like there was a song, सुन सुन दिदी बहिनी सुन दाजु भाइ देउता लाग्या नठान है कुष्ठ रोगलाई. So it was the song to bring the awareness against the leprosy. So similarly, the government has uh, brought many songs about education, about earthquake, and like so many songs that would help the public. Okay, not only government, not only the local singers, also the political parties in Nepal. I have seen they are using songs to preach to spread their agendas during the election. Recently we just had a had an election, and so many parties, so many political parties, they use songs to promote their agendas. Yeah, we have found the comedians, they use parody songs to entertain people also. And I think most of the um, audience now here who are here, they have gone through this song, Hindi song, ek do tin char panch chhe sat aat nau das ग्यारह बारह तेरह. So we can see that the music was used as a vehicle in the past massively. So why not in education? So we can say that music can be a tool to accelerate students' learning processes in all the areas, for all the learning areas. But we are talking about maths. So right in 2009 says that music and math integration has been an effective teaching strategy. So how to integrate music and math? So I have broken down this integration into 4 degrees. First one is preparation, second is memorization, third is explanation, and fourth is conceptualization. So when we go from preparation to the conceptualization, the degree level of integration is increasing from preparation to the conceptualization. Uh, Music is used to prepare students for learning. When I was in school, I used to teach students, and they were found very upset, and they used to feel bored. And to make them prepare for learning, I used to sing songs a lot, and they used to formice me, and I used to sing popular songs of those time. Yes, the music helps to manage the mood. If the learners have bad mood, it helps to regulate the mood and bring them to the good mood for learning. Also, it helps to manage the or adjust the energy level. Sometimes they are very exhausted and tired in the middle of the class. So when we use music, they immediately come back to their energy level and become prepared for learning. Another third point is it helps to maintain focus. So we see so many people listening to music and working at the same time. So when we play very soothing and soft and instrumental music, students are found that they can maintain focus in their study. And the fourth one is music helps to manage classroom. In the beginning of classroom, when the students they find uh, the classroom with music, they go to their bench, they go to their place, and they don't act um, like I mean they just simply sit in there. They take their place and focus on their work. Um, Similarly, this music can be used during the transition activity, during the break time, and even when the students go uh, back to their home during the exit time. Also, this music helps to control the classroom. So this was about preparing the students for learning using music. So now the second point is memorization. Yeah, it's about memory aid. Music helps to memorize. So music can be used for memorization. In case of mathematics, we can use music to remember the multiples, prime numbers, composite numbers, square numbers, cube numbers, and so many other informations can be memorized. Yes, there are a number of plain figures, solid figures, and famous mathematicians, and there are so many um, theorems and facts. So music helps to remember those things also. Also, there are so many formulas. Music can help to remember formula and keep it in the long-term memory. So this was the second level of integration. Here I have brought one song that is about algebraic expression formula. So I found it in the TikTok. So let me play it. A plus b is square, b is square. A plus b को whole cube, a cube plus b cube plus 3ab bracket में a plus b, a square plus b is square, a plus b को whole is square minus 2ab, minus 2ab, a cube plus b cube, a plus b, a square minus ab plus b is square, b is square. Okay, this was the song that can help the students to remember the formula of algebraic expressions. And the third level of integration is about music can help the teachers to explain the content, explain the topic. Like it can help to explain laws, theorems, formula, even the topic types, classifications, categories. Sometimes we have to explain the procedure also. In that case, it helps to explain it in melody and even rules and regulations, formula, definitions, and examples. So music helps to explain the topics. I have brought one song here. So this song is in Nepali, and I composed it a couple of years ago. It's about triangle and its types based on the sides. So the song goes like this: बनेको हुन्छ त्रिभुज आकृति तीनवटा भुजा मिलेर हामी पनि केही पढौँ बुझौँ त्रिभुज बारे सबै मिलेर तीन प्रकारका त्रिभुज हुन्छन् भुजाको आधारमा छुट्याउँदा समबाहु समदिबाहु विषमबाहु ओहो समबाहु त्रिभुज हुन्छ तीनवटै भुजा बराबर हुँदा समदिबाहु त्रिभुज हुन्छ कुनै दुई भुजा बराबर हुँदा विषमबाहु त्रिभुज हुन्छ कुनै भुजा बराबर नहुँदा बनेको हुन्छ त्रिभुज आकृति तीनवटा भुजा मिलेर. So this is a song about triangle and its types based on the sides, and I have used this song in few of classes, and the students really liked it, and they were practicing it, they were singing it, and they were celebrating to sing this song. So I noticed that this song can help the teacher to explain the triangle and types. So finally, I'm in the last degree of integration, that is music helping to conceptualize the knowledge. When we go to the area of music, music is about counting, notation, pattern, rules, logic, formula, and algorithm. So maths and music, we can find similarities between maths and music. So music can be used to teach the conceptual learning of the topics from mathematics. So in music, we can find the term aro, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa. So it shows ascending order. So we can teach the concept of increasing order or ascending order from this aroha. And there is avaroha, that is descending order. Sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa. So from this we can help the students to conceptualize the concept of descending order or decreasing order. And yes, like in maths, there are several patterns in music. It's Sarekama Pada Nisa. So you can see the red highlighted notes. Sa ga pa ni. It's skipping one notes. Sometimes we skip two notes. So it helps the students to remember the multiples, counting by skipping, sequence, and series. Similarly, we can teach fraction, ratio, proportion, counting, and many other areas of mathematics to teach the conceptual understanding. So now I'm in the how part, how to compose music and implement it in classroom. I have broken down this topic into three phase, that is preparation before the classroom, performance during the lesson, and reflection after the lesson. So during the preparation, what we are expected to do, we should know the curriculum, content, and level of students. Either we are teaching ECD or pre-primary students, or we are teaching secondary level students. Similarly, it's better we identify the multiple intelligences they are available in the school. Some may be good in writing the songs, some may be good in composing, some may be good in singing, and some may be good in dancing. So we can write the lyrics either individually if we can, or if we cannot, we can collaborate with the students, with the music teachers, or we can find the existing melody. Yes, we can select the melody according to the interest of students. If they are from village area, if they like lokdori, then lokdori is okay. Folk, rhymes, chants, rap, pop, rock, jazz, whatever the genre of music the students like, we can adapt to those melody. And finally, we can compose the music, the song on our own, or yes, collaborating with the students or music teachers or other interested teachers. So these are the things that we need to consider uh, preparing before the lesson. So now the performance level. Uh, so when, where, and how to use songs during the lesson. Yes, in the beginning of lesson, we can use songs to test the pre-knowledge, or we can use the songs to warm up the students before we begin the lesson. Yes, then if we are teaching new content, we need to be a little bit cautious here. First, we introduce the song, then we practice humming, then students sing song along with the teacher, and finally the students should sing the song independently. So second part is reflection activity. If we leave the students just leaving them, I mean, just letting them sing independently, that may not be that effective. But if we use some questions and help them to reflect what is in the song, what does the lyric says. So if we do that, it may help the students to reflect what is in the song, and they may correlate it, connect it with the content. And in third part, we can use music to assess the content of the knowledge. Students to complete the remaining part of the song. We sing the first part, students sing the second part. And also, if there are any students who are good in making music, making songs, then they can express their learning through the melody they like. And finally, we can use the songs to conclude the lesson, to summarize the lesson, or to revise the lesson. So this was the second part to consider during the lesson. Finally, the reflection part. What are the things we can consider after the lesson? Yes, we should reflect what went well and what needs to be improved. And also, it's good to encourage students to sing song time to time throughout the academic session, not only inside the classroom, but not only during that class, but inside classroom, outside classroom, um, throughout the session. It is good to practice. And encouraging students to explore, write, compose, and practice more songs on more topic may help them to be positive towards music and mathematics. Yes, generally we practice or we perform the songs only in classroom. We can let the students perform those songs in annual function day or any parents day or any celebration day. We can promote their talents, promote their musical intelligences, or writing talents or dancing, to promote this integration of music and mathematics. So to conclude, we can agree with this point that music is definitely an integral part of our life. It helps to regulate our mood, adjust our energy level, and focus on our work. It it is a very effective tool to accelerate students' learning processes, and we can mobilize students and teachers promoting the talents in school. Yeah, it's good to integrate music or songs in lesson. If we can compose new songs, it's okay. If not, we can take help of existing melody. We can facilitate students to reflect what they learned from the song. Only teaching them how to sing song is not sufficient. So we have to facilitate students to reflect what we can learn from that song also. And finally, we have to encourage students to sing and make the songs popular, um, even even the time of off time also. I mean, even they are not in the school also. We have found that students are singing, enjoying their entertaining tragedy songs and very destructive and harmful songs. But if we encourage them to sing or compose or make academic songs, that may help and encourage them to be a very good learner. So I would like to conclude my session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Purvatamang sir, for your very emerging ideas that each and every people are thinking to integrate those aspects of the arts within math education. So now floor is open for question and answer. Then we may proceed further, and I do have also some add-ons based on your performance. How you have been working, I may ask you later on. So now floor is open for question and answer. Either you can write in chat box, or you can just to unmute yourself and ask the question. So we'll take only few questions, then we proceed further. Okay, you can also follow the chat. So Kim Vusal, oh, since nice voice method. Okay, just appreciation is there. No question?
ल एउटा क्वेसन म सोधेँ है त ल
Okay, Indra sir, please.
ल ठिकै छ अब इट वाज वन्डरफुल एक्साइटमेन्ट दिन्छ म्युजिकले पनि होइन द्याट्स फाइन अब मेरो जिज्ञासा के भन्दाखेरि क्यान वी ट्रान्सलेट अर कन्भर्ट एनी लेसन कन्सेप्ट इन्टु द म्युजिक लाइक सिङ्गिङ डान्सिङ होइन सिङ्गिङ डान्सिङहरूमा चाहिँ नि कन्भर्ट गरेर त्यसलाई त्यो पाठको सारलाई नै त्यहाँ कन्भर्ट गर्ने त्यो टिचरले मात्र नभएर विद्यार्थीले नै क्या विद्यार्थीले नै दिने ल कुन चाहिँ पाठको कुनै सारहरू बुझ्नु पर्यो त्यसको महत्त्वहरू बुझ्नु पर्यो भने त्यसलाई चाहिँ नि कुनै कथा कविता अब यस्तै म्युजिकहरूमा कन्भर्ट गर्न सकिन्छ कि सकिँदैन एउटा क्वेसन अनि तपाईँले यस्तो गरिराख्नु भएको छ कि छैन फुर्बा सर
सर मैले हजुरको जिज्ञासा बुझेअनुसार चाहिँ कुनै पनि कन्टेन्टलाई म्युजिकद्वारा एक्सप्रेस गर्न सकिन्छ सकिन्छ कि सकिँदैन भन्ने हो सर हजुरको?
हजुर हजुर
ए
अनि
सर
तपाईँले कतिको गर्नु भएको छ भन्न खोजेँ मैले
ए सर मैले चाहिँ सर मेरो अनुभव
जस्तै नि
सर
मैले अलिकति रोकेँ तपाईँले अब सुरुमा चाहिँ नि एज अ इन्टरटेनमेन्ट अब त्यो प्रायर नलेज जुन पूर्व ज्ञान छ होइन पूर्व ज्ञानहरू दिनको लागि यसरी गरिराखेको भन्ने खालको कुरा पनि आयो अरू अरू कुरा पनि गर्नुभयो अनि त्यसमा मात्रै नभएर अब कुनै एउटा पाठलाई नै अब हामीले चाहिँ नि होइन म्युजिकबाटै उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ नि गराउने त्यही कुरा मैले जिज्ञासा लिनु खोजेँ हस् भन्नुहोस्
thank you sir. So in my experience what I used to do in the first beginning years of my teaching, I used to sing secular songs and students were happy with that, and but I did not find students performing well. So my singing was only helping the students to control the classroom. So later on, I realized that I should integrate the content and music.
Good.
So I started making some songs. Like I sang a song a while ago. It was about integrating music and triangle and the types. So yeah, I practiced it when I was in school as a teacher, but I couldn't practice more. And now as a teacher educator, when I visit the schools and the classroom, and I help and I make the students practice this song, I have found that students memorize. Student can remember the content like triangle and the types easily for long time. And like just you ask that I was using music to explain what is triangle, to explain what are the types of triangle, to explain what is an equilateral triangle, to explain what is an isosceles triangle or what is scalene triangle. So yes, definitely, Indramani sir, we can translate the content, the knowledge through music.
Okay, thank you very much. So my concern was like that. Actually, not only the teachers. Usually, what I have seen, experience that usually teacher do himself or herself. They actually convert different type of contents into different musics, like different musical genre, like poem or song, dance, drama, etc., etc. But what we need to do, as my experience says, that why we need to do is that we should encourage our students as well to actually conceptualize those things and convert or translate those ideas and concepts of mathematics into different genre like poem or music, yeah, like singing, dancing, and drama. And in that case, what it becomes is that they will they will actually catch the concept easily, because usually students are found to be, or every human being loves music, right? And that music actually helps us to understand different kind of things, as you already presented today. So that my concern only is that not only the teachers, also usually what we have seen is that only we teachers convert those things and ask students to follow that one. But let's start to help and encourage our children, our students to convert those things, so that they will feel that mathematics is not a dry subject, and they also try to understand the concept from different type of methodologies and different type of methods. Anyway, thank you very much, Purva sir. That's great.
Yes, sir, I echo you, because people may think that, okay, I don't have that knowledge of music, and I don't know how to sing. How can I integrate music in teaching mathematics? But I shared about the 4 levels of four degree of integration. First one is preparing students. So teachers can use a mobile or a MP3 player and just play the instrumental music. I mean background music to encourage the students or to control the students. And yeah, I 100% I totally agree with you that there are, according to the multiple intelligences, in classroom setting or in the school, there are several people, several talents available in school. Some may be good in writing, some may be good in composing music, some may be good in choreography, or some may be good in composing poems. So the teacher's responsibility is to identify those multiple intelligences and promote them, mobilize them. But in case of pre-primary or lower primary level, they may not do it. In that case, teachers have to take initiate and take help of music teachers and the senior students. But in case of the senior students, if we encourage them, they can do it. And yeah, I think that's very uh, good idea. Thank you, sir. Thank you, no, sir.
Okay, okay, Neeraj sir, I just add on something here. It is not the case that we should not say that the lower level students cannot do it, because we have not applied it this one, right? But let's try from the beginning. We can also try from the ECT level. They, though in the ECT level they cannot write, but they can speak. Let's try and encourage them to create some kind of poem or some kind of song or something like that, which can be like, in case of converting into the song, the usual songs that you are the students are singing. Yeah, we can convert the mathematical ideas or any other ideas from other subjects as well into that song. Like if they are practicing the words, yes, of the ucharan, we say the pronunciation, gamala or something like that, we can encourage them to make a song so that they can learn it easily. But so far what I have experienced is that in the lower level the teachers should have to involve themselves and facilitate students more and more. But in the higher level, maybe students themselves also can create. That only depends on that. So I think we should not say that the lower level students cannot translate the ideas into this type of arts-based pedagogy. So that's it from my side, Neeraj sir. I think I might have taken most time. Sorry for that.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. This was needed here for the discussion. So, like, I could also see some of the association between music and mathematics, because musicians are always connected with the mathematical ideas. So the composer, as well as when they make some, when they use some musics, there is certain mathematical association is necessary. So for that, like such as making some form of the music as in term of tempo, or some form of other areas that we are using even in guitar and other areas, the music is always essential, and this creates some form of the engagement for the learner. And also I could see in some paper, like when you are presenting, and I could able to see what are the potential in this area, as Basar is also posting a lots of the paper regarding music as a pedagogy, and like as a music in math education, what are its importance. So like I found in some cases, like music is some form of relaxing, as well as music is some form to reduce some form of the anxieties, as well as music is some form of therapy for the learners. Music is also as music is also smoothing to know something. So I think this is very much potential areas you are working on. So I do hope you will be further exploring on these areas, and be one of the expert in this field to explore all lots of the pedagogical innovation as music as a pedagogy, especially in math, not limited to math as well. So with this, I request other friends, if you have any concern during the discussion or after the presentation of Purva Tamang. So floor is open for few minutes, then we may go with the other presentation. Okay, I think. Okay. Thank you, Purva Tamang, for your very promoting idea. This idea is very much essential. So what are you thinking on these concepts? Like how you brought these ideas and what in initial stage, how you come up with, because this is very much need in our math education, especially for bringing some innovation in, especially while teaching and learning. So can you quickly share your initial reflection on these ideas that you have been using or you have been sourcing?
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, maths is taken as a boring subject, and I also have gone through those phases. The complaints of parents, complaints of students, complaints of the school management. Yeah, the fact is that students they enjoy music, and I discovered that yeah, I can write songs, I can sing songs, not like professional one, but yeah, somehow I can make some music creations. So I thought that why not I integrate the music and the content, like the concept is like, if the child doesn't like to have the capsule medicine, then we put it in the laddu, inside the laddu. And so so my initial idea was like that. And as I went on exploring about the uh, teaching methods and pedagogies, then I came up with that if we can use story to teach, if we can use games to teach, if we can use um, uh, so many other ideas to teach, then why not music? So that was my initial idea. And as I went on exploring, and it helped me to focus more on this field. And I started composing and creating some music stuffs. And yeah, people around me, students, they also liked. And by making so many mistakes, yeah, I learned so many things. Like Indra sir just mentioned that he gave some suggestions. So this is the way I learn. And yes, sir, I have a plan to do a depth research and come up with very concrete material that would help students and teachers to make the learning meaningful and with fun. Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. I do hope you will definitely contribute in this field. So with this, I just want to thank you for your contribution. Now we are switching to the second page, and in second page, I request our second presenter to be ready. And our second presenter is Lotsuman Noital. He's also working as a math teacher, and he is our one of the visiting faculty in various programs. And today he will be dealing with approaches for teaching mathematics meaningfully. Its focus is for meaningful mathematics teaching and learning. And what are the assets, what are the experiences, or what sort of the innovative pedagogies is essential for making mathematics more meaningful. So with this basic introduction, I request Lachaman sir to take over, and you will also have around 20 to 30 minutes time for sharing, and at last session we'll have some question answer session. So with this, I request to keep in mind about the timing and proceed further. So over to Lachaman sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Niro sir. First of all, good evening and namaste to everyone. So sorry for the video today. Uh, yes. So once again, thank you so much, Niro sir. So today I'll be talking about approaches for teaching mathematics meaningfully. Even though I'm not an expert of this area, but also I like to share some ideas about approaches for teaching mathematics meaningfully based on my experiences of learning and teaching mathematics and the literature that I read. So our previous presenter also talked about some meaningful learning, and he had talked about the music. In music can be integrated in teaching mathematics. That can also enable us to teach mathematics meaningfully. So I hope my screen is visible. Yes, Neeraj sir.
Yeah, it is
Okay,
visible
thank you,
and it
thank you
is
so much.
okay.
Okay, yes. So meaningful learning, normally we have been talking about meaningful learning from the beginning, of our career. Normally we teachers talk about, let's teach meaningfully, let's create some kind of context, let's give some, real life examples and many things. Yes, and this can be taken as one of the ways to improve student motivation also, even though there are other facets of teaching mathematics meaningfully. So we can see majority of schools and school teachers are integrating, are trying to teach mathematics to improve students motivation as well, right? So it is all about, or more than what teacher transmit about, right? What is a transmit about from book, what is a transmit about from curriculum, or what is a transmit about some handouts or ready-made materials. Rather, it is about some kind of knowledge construction based on learners' experiences, their feelings, and also they can exchange with each others. They can share their ideas with each other. They can actively participate in collaborations and also meaningful communications. Here, I use meaningful communication because sometimes collaborations, cooperation goes in other ways if the communication is not meaningful and if our dialogue is not meaningful. So also it can involve some independent work and experiential learning. So definitely one of the ways of teaching mathematics is creating context, where normally we teachers can use different context, rather including activating their prior knowledge and experiences before starting our lessons or at the beginning of the new lessons or topic. We encourage students to share some ideas. We teachers encourage them to activate their prior knowledge and experiences. uh, Normally we connect those experiences into their personal worlds, and also showing the value beyond schools, right? Not only the schools. And also we not generally focus them for goal setting for or with the students. And it can be definitely done before starting the session or at the beginning of the sessions, where they can set goal, right? How they improve mathematics, how they work this year for mathematics, how they deal with mathematics, right? So also we create some context based on their future, right? What is their goal, what they wanted to be, what is their future aim. On the basis of that, we may motivate or we can create some kind of context. So it is all about referring to the personal world of the teacher as well, and we're applying the learning content in school and creating co-curricular context. So we can also, connect with extracurricular and co-curricular activities while teaching mathematics. So there are different ways of creating context. So in cognitive approaches of creating context to teach mathematics, we generally it says that it is generally focus on students' existing cognitive structure, and also talk about, and this can be immersed in a context what the students already knows, right? It try to focus on the pre-knowledge and experiences. So it enables students to prepare the mathematics environment in such a way where learners can need some kind of clues, ideas related to their pre-existing cognitive structures. So for this, hints is very very important. Sometimes teacher can give some kind of hints to create some kind of context. So on the basis of that hints, students can move forward, or they can generate some new context, new knowledge, and so on. So activating students' prior knowledge at the starting of the lessons is that definitely enabling them to build new knowledge on existing structure. It means what they have already known. Based on that, they can create some kind of context, and this seems kind of traditional approaches of creating context also. So another is social constructivist approaches, and this normally talks about the context which are which can be seen as everyday social situations, during the during social interaction between their parents, during the social interaction between their friends, and in other recess times they can they can engage in some kind of discussion, collaborations, or communications where they can see some kind of mathematical context there, so that it focuses on social interactions where every student connects or share their idea to each others, and to connect some kind of context, or to discuss some to discuss some kind of mathematical ideas. And yes, and another one is socio-cultural approaches of creating context, and it is a bit different, and it involves, or it for to create some kind of context, students need to participate uh, in the real field to create some kind of mathematical context. So it do not see learning just as acquiring knowledge and skills, but as improving some kind of students' participation in social practices, rather than some kind of observation, taking notes, and so on. They need to participate directly in the social practices. So context aimed at meaningful learning. So therefore, should not only focused on specific problem solving tasks, but rather they need to or we need to encourage them to participate in actual social practices through different culture programs, or different kind of events, and so on. If that is happening in our society, in schools and in other areas. So normally it talks about the participating activities that are socially meaningful, where they can identify some kind of mathematical context and ideas, where they can relate those kind of ideas and context inside the classrooms. So sociocultural approaches implies that mathematics is embedded in meaningful activities and typically, not taught as a separate subject. Definitely in social practices in social functions, mathematics can be connected to each in other different fields. So we have been talking about STEAM, where science, technology, engineering, arts. So we just talked about music, that is one kind of arts, integrating arts in teaching mathematics. And this is all about social cultural approaches of creating context in mathematics. So these are some theoretical aspects to create context and to teach mathematics meaningfully. So I'd like to share some, strategies. These are some general strategies that we have been doing, and many of us are, doing the, or many of us are trying to integrate these kind of things to teach math meaningfully, where it involves hands-on activities, visuals, images, or some kind of pictures. And also we identify normally different kinds of students, namely average, below average, and above average kind of things, to enhance some kind of differentiate learning. So that is also one of the ways to teach students meaningfully. And also we sometimes invite in students to explain their ideas, storytelling. We can also tell some kind of new concepts, different alternative ways of learning and doing. And also we have been observing how they are doing, how they are working, and giving feedbacks accordingly. And also sometimes meaningful learning can happen if we do not use the resources in appropriate manner. So effective and appropriate ways of using resources is also one of the ways to teach math meaningfully. So these are some general ideas, and there are other so many ideas or strategies that we are using. So another is, what we are trying to do is, focusing on the math vocabulary. Normally, uh, this math vocabulary, I found that, very rarely this can be done in the classroom. So we can apply this. We can use these ideas to teach math, meaningfully. Like as in LASS subjects, LASS teachers normally focus on words meaning, right? Before moving on to the, some kind of essay, some kind of explanation, some kind of, story, we need to we math as a teachers, we also think about, why don't we focus on some math vocabulary, what is the meaning of the word, right? So for this we can use one of the walls inside the classroom to as math wall, where uh, and to paste some kinds of word, to paste some word meanings of the specific topic, rather than pasting some list of formulas, rather than pasting the ways of solving problems, numerical problems, and some kind of algorithmic problems. We can also use math wall for to enhance the word's meaning. For example, Normally, let's say about set union. We are talking about union of sets, intersections, right? And why don't you talk about what is union? What is the meaning of union? What is the meaning of intersection? And similarly, what is the meaning of average, right? Exactly. We can define those kind of meanings, those words in different ways. Then we can move to the, move. We may move to the problem solving or in other ways. Yes, and this is how we can use our math wall, math corner or math wall for math vocabulary. And similarly, we can also, this is mathematical thinking and writing. We can enhance, we can encourage uh, students to write their mathematical thinking, to express their thinking in writing after problem solving or before problem solving, or wherever it's appropriate in the classroom. For instance, these are some very simple, problems. We may relate these to other various topic and ideas. So these are simple multiplications. Normally, we assign these to solve in the classroom, and they can solve also, and they can find they can find the correct the final result also. But we can involve them in writing of some different open-ended or closed-ended kind of questions. For instance, here are some few questions like, will you get the same answer for both of these problems, right? Which do you think will be easier to solve? Is there a property that allows you to solve multiplication in any order? If yes, what is the property? Explain your answer to each question and solve the problem. So these are some questions. So these questions can be different as the problems and topics are different. So we can involve students to write their mathematical thinking in writing, and that can be enhance their critical thinking, and that can enable them to develop new ideas in different meaningful ways, and so on. And similarly, another is estimation. So basically, we teachers normally create some kind of context, and before problem solvings or after problem solvings, we these estimations and guessings, these estimations, normally this is the hidden part. Why don't you allow them for them to estimate or guess, right? Where the estimate is about some kind of computation, mental math. They can mentally calculate, they can mentally do something, they can think about that using different number sense calculations, or using varieties of strategies, what they do or what they use, and they can get close to the results. So this is how they estimate. So this can be done before solving some problems. Normally, not only we can also tell them to estimate some steps of the steps during problem solvings. If the problems are a bit long, or that is too numerical or algorithmic kind of things. So we can allow students to estimate the result before moving to the problem solving says. And here is one of the examples where the question is, a race car driver has 28 cars. Each car has 4 tires, and he has to replace all the tires on the car. So he has 22 tires right now. So estimate the total number of tires he needs to buy. So this is how we can create some kind of context, or we can create some kind of problems rather than find the total number of tires he needs to buy. So here it has mentioned the estimate. So we can also use this kind of things as per our topic, grade label, or content. Yes, so estimation, this not only allowed is not only enable them to estimate, but also to think from different perspectives. So yes, so another is language and presentation. Yes, our language and presentation, this is very, very important, and this matters how we deal with, how we deliver the content, or how we create context, or how we are teaching. So our language, normally we model appropriate language in context, not only verbally, but also visually, or written, or whatever, or how we are present inside the classroom or outside of the classroom. So contextual and daily life related problems, this is also this is very, very important while we are doing presentations, or while we are demonstrating some things. So this is also how we are doing our presentations to teach math meaningfully. And our presentations or language that must be simple and familiar to the students. Normally, we are using, yes, basically we are using textbook, and textbook can integrate the problems and from different sources. Uh, so that may not familiar to the students normally, and that may not familiar to the students day-to-day languages. And we highly promote English languages, and sometimes it is hardly understand the context or concepts while we are delivering some things in English language. So why don't we use other languages, simply Nepali languages, or the languages that we are familiar to other our students which match with each other, that can be enable them to understand the context or content meaningfully. So definitely enough examples that is very very important in math, and examples related to the daily life situation, context, or your experiences. Here is one example. This is how we are doing, and this is how it has written in different ready-made sources, and how we are revising that in our context, which is suitable. So the cost of 8 kg of sugar is rupees 240. So if we create context, or if we are explaining in such a way, then students are thinking, students don't believe to mathematics how 8 kg of sugar, or it is possible, is it possible or not in this situation, right? So the problem and context should be, or our presentation should be related to the recent situation, present situations. So rather than writing the cost of, or rather than posing these problems, or rather than presenting this problem, the cost of 8 kg of sugar is rupees 240. How much sugar can be purchased for rupees 360? It would be better to revise. It would be better to revise these questions in this way, or depends on the situations. The cost of 8 kg of sugar is rupees 800, and how much sugar can be purchased for rupees 1600? Yes. So that they can link, to the their experiences of buying sugar, or buying sugar related things, where they involve. Yes. So another is use of pattern. So mathematics, normally we say it is all about pattern. Yes, we it is also one of the ways of teaching math meaningfully. We can enable them, or we can encourage students to identify some kind of patterns in mathematics. Um, so it in different numbers, shapes, or any other math related objects, where it can be arranged some kind of a rule, and so on. So this is one of the patterns that we can teach some integers kind of things, integers concept, or whatever, or integers related things. So this is, it looks like this is a multiples of 4 normally, where plus and minus are involved, multiplication is also there. So can you guess, basically it is effective to teach the concepts, or in which situation this can be effective? Let's see, let's observe, and can you guess? Basically it looks like the multiples of 4, and these are in increasing, decreasing in order: plus, positive 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, and so on. And the results are also is also there is some kind of pattern, and it is also in decreasing order, like 16, 14, sorry, plus 16, plus 12, plus 18, and yes, plus 14, 0, -4, -8. It Here is one pattern. Normally this can be effective to tease, or to tell, or to conceptualize the relation between the sign. Normally we tell them to memorize plus into plus is plus, minus into minus is plus, and minus plus is minus, and so on. But if we encourage them to identify this kind of patterns, or if we encourage them to observe this kind of pattern, so that they can generate those kind of sign rules themselves. So this basically involves plus, the relation of plus, and this is the relation of plus and minus, where the result is minus here during multiplications. So that in the similar way, we can encourage them to identify the different patterns in different topic. So rather than encourage them to memorize or something like that. Yes. So I guess this is my last slide. Basically, teaches students some important cognitive skills where they will use throughout their life if we teach the math meaningfully. So that also enable them to be a good problem solver in futures, critical thinkers, imaginations, and so on. So basically, it encourages the students for knowledge construction rather than knowledge reproductions, and also basically motivate them for some kind of conversations rather than some receptions, and also encourage them for articulations rather than repetitions, also motivate them for some kind of collaborations rather than competitions to each others, and reflections rather than some kind of prescribed kind of things or prescriptions. So thank you so much. This is my last slide, and these are some references. uh, okay, so I'd like to conclude my short presentation here. Thank you so much for your you know participation. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Lasaman sir, for your ideas and your concept and your practices that you have been doing while teaching mathematics. Now, floor is open for some question and answer, and then we may proceed further. Okay, floor is open. Either you can type in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask. Today we have two international friends as well, like Kay and Daniel. So we are preparing English language to make them aware what we have been doing and what are our practices and what are the ethos of this continuous series of this sharing. Now, let me request Daniel to put remarks on if you are free to put remarks on both the sharing that are done today. So, are you around, Daniel?
Good morning, everybody.
Actually, it is evening actually. Wrong here. Morning. Yeah.
That's good. Wow, both presentations are really fascinating. The music one I remembered as a little boy. My mother was a fourth grade teacher for a million years, and I had the hardest time memorizing multiplication tables. And in those days, they had a time test. So the teacher would give you a piece of paper with all the basic facts in 3 minutes, and you have to fill out as many as you did. And pretty soon I was just drawing designs, connecting things. I couldn't do it. It was too stressful. And my mother found these records from Disney with Jiminy the Cricket, and he was singing the song, the math tables, and I still can hear his voice. I'm 67, an old man, and still Jiminy the Cricket from Disney, Pinocchio, is still 6 times 8 is 48. I can still hear him. So this music thing is so deep and very, very interesting. And I love the connection to Howard Gardner and multiple intelligences, because so many times as math people, we forget that our students learn in a different way. Okay, and that's that. I think we have to. Uberatan D'Ambrosio, the founder of Ethnomath, before he passed away, he was talking about how important it is for teachers to be humble. To understand that our students are very different than us all the time, and to remember that. The second presentation, wow, very good too. This connection with culture and different ways, again, related to, I have to remember to be humble, to listen to my students, because the older you get, the farther you away from things. I remember before I left California, many of my colleagues kept saying these new students are not very smart. They're not as smart as they used to be.
And a couple of us said, but you know what? Every year a professor studies more. Okay, we keep, if you're a good teacher, a humble teacher, you're studying more, but the students are still entering at the same place, but your distance between what they don't know and what they need to know keeps growing. And so we have to remember and be humble that we're given these opportunities. So good. It's so good to see you all, and I hope I can participate some more here too. Big hugs to all of you from Brazil.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for your remarks. Now, Indra sir, you want to add something? Or you need to unmute first? You are muted.
Okay, sorry, I was speaking with muting. Okay, so Daniel, hi Daniel, hope you are doing good out there. Namaste. Okay, that's the second presentation was also awesome because the how we can actually make our mathematics meaningfully. How can we meaningful and how can we teach mathematics meaningfully? Usually, what we have seen in our experience and in our past, and while learning as well as teaching mathematics, what we have found that mathematics is a dry subject because of the abstract concepts and ideas, and which actually students cannot grasp those concepts. And usually, what we have found is that the interest of students are gradually decreasing, and there are so many dropouts also in mathematics as well. And we have also seen in case of Nepal and other countries as well. So I've seen here how Lasman Luitel has connected mathematics with those patterns and how these mathematical concepts can be made meaningfully. That's interesting. And as Daniel also said that we always try our best to contextualize our school mathematics with the cultures, the practice of the people, which they usually do in their daily life. That would also help students to learn mathematics meaningfully. Otherwise, usually what we have found is that students usually think that there is no any kind of story or any kind of poem or whatever that they usually find in other subjects. And gradually what we have found is that students decline from learning mathematics. So certainly this type of pedagogies, this kind of teaching learning methods will help students or encourage students learn mathematics because mathematics is life. We always use mathematics till the end of our life. So that's interesting. Lasman Luitel and Purba Tamang, both you are congratulations, both of you. Thank you very much. Neeraj sir, over to you.
Okay, thank you. Just some remarks based on Lakshman sir's presentation. Making mathematics concept understandable is always a challenging for any type of teachers, and especially for math teachers, that is one of the challenge. So likewise, it is more complex when classroom includes various type of learners. So within that part, always as Lasman sir is also advocating for beginning the class or initiating the class with some form of the some form of the meaningful association that may be in form of stories, or those stories do have some association with their lives, as well as also he advocating with some lessons to be interactive for the learners so that they can think, act mentally or cognitively or physically. And also he advocates some form of manipulatives in mathematics. So when we could able to manipulate some of the concept within mathematics, then the learners are always active to think on with some curiosity. So making the curiosity for learner is always one of the challenge for math teachers. So with this saying, I just appreciate both of the presenter today, especially Furba for music as a pedagogy in mathematics, and for Lakshman sir for making how we could able to make mathematics meaningfully. Now our Balsar is also here. So Balsar, will you put some remarks? Then we may wrap up for today.
Okay, thank you, Nero sir, for organizing this presentation by two of our graduates, and one is still a student. Furwazi is doing MPhil, and part of his MPhil is exploring music as a pedagogical tool or pedagogical approach. So, and he also demonstrated the fact that in my class that he demonstrated the fact that he sings very well. So, it is not that you should be a singer to explore music as a pedagogy, but it is, I mean, if you are a singer, and it would be a lot easier for you to explore music as pedagogical approach or tool. So that Furba has to explore in his rest of his ample study. Probably he would do some research, he would write paper in this particular area. And as far as Laxman's presentation is concerned, so meaningful mathematics teaching or meaningful learning in mathematics is the need of the day, because many students, school students, complain that our mathematics is not meaningful. Even teachers may make complaints about mathematics not being meaningful. So, of course, the idea of meaningfulness is rooted in progressive or experiential learning. Primarily, of course, there are other perspectives and viewpoints, but it's also important for us to, understand the meaningfulness in the context. If we are talking about higher mathematics, the meaningfulness can be defined differently. But if you are to talk about school mathematics, we need to always remember one thing is that school education is for all. It is not for select few. So there is no leverage for us if we are to deal with school mathematics. If we want to become a teacher of school mathematics, then we don't have a leverage to say that, oh, I would teach only the brighter, intellectually bright students. There is no leverage. We cannot have that kind of, you know, uh, freedom. We should be able to, I use the strong statement, we should and we must be able to translate mathematics in the language of students so that they can understand. So this is part of school education. This is part of core curriculum. Just as languages are core part of core curricula, this is also part of core curriculum. So we cannot have that leverage. And teachers, I think, should start the conversation about making math for all, school mathematics for all, not just for select few. As I said, this is for all. That's why meaningfulness is very, very important. And not everybody can memorize, because this recent study, somebody I think suggested recently that only 10% of the world population can memorize. Does this mean that we would be teaching to only 10% of the students population? No, we cannot do that, and this is not the goal of math education. The goal of math education is to help improve their mathematical understanding, their mathematical thinking, and if they learn this meaningfully, and it can also help solve their day-to-day problems, such as problems related to insurance, problem related to banking, and also buying and selling things, and so on and so forth. So so this is what I have to say about Lakshman's presentation. So with these two presentations, I think we are communicating what we have been doing as part of our ongoing activities. So yes, this is what I have to say. So we'll continue this dialogue, and we have been doing this. We might have some breaks in between, but now we'll continue this dialogue. So thank you very much, Niruji and other colleagues who put effort in organizing this sequence of presentations. So once again, thank you very much, and good luck to next week presentations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dean sir, and thank you for all participants for your active participation. We hope that our sharing to have some impact on your professional development, especially thinking to teach a little differently or nurturing your teacher students in different way. So I want one at last once again I want to thank to both the presenter for Batamang and Latsman Loitel sir for your presentation, and I just want to thank to all the uh, participants throughout the globe, especially from Brazil. So thank you, and our the new programs are admission is called for various programs in our department and even in schools. So especially in our department, there are three programs currently, and the admission call is ongoing on three programs. One is STEAM in PGD in STEAM education, and there is 1 year STEAM education, and 2 years MD in math education. So we do hope you will share this information to your nearer to relatives, and we may communicate in email as well. So with this, I want to stop here for today and see you on next week. So thank you, all of you. See you on next week.